Well, hello. This is me again, Olga from Midwest. And in this video, I continue to show what I prepare for the next market, which is this weekend, 4th of July weekend. If you miss the first part, I will add the link in the end of the video to the first part of market prep for this particular market. And in this video, I will show you what else I crocheted for last couple of weeks, what else I make in my sewn items, and of course I will like blah 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 a little bit. So let's go. And the first one will be these three little foxes. I absolutely adore. I probably make some mistake when I make ears, but they're huge and they remind me that I think it's called prairie fox. It's called finiak. I don't know what's correct way to say, but that fox, it just look adorable with those long ears. And I think those little foxes look exactly, well, almost exactly like this. I love them. They're adorable. For two of them, I made a face sculpting just because their nose, if you look from the side, if you don't make the face sculpting, the nose will be like this. And I don't know, I don't like it. It's look like old grandpa, like instead it need to be like, look cute, foxy. This is a free tutorial on YouTube. If you just put in the search bar how to crochet in a fox, you will find one. The next one, this fish with the fish. Fish with the fish, and that pattern is from Teresa Crochet Shop. That is a pattern, Teresa Crochet Shop. I have few patterns from here. I think it's always well written, very nice patterns. I love it. It has two fishes. I remember one thing. I did make some changes in the fish patterns, but I don't remember what was the changes. So probably they was too big. I don't know. And a little shrimp. And you know, like my kids absolutely love when I ask them to see how many fish fits in the mouth. The shrimp is like surprise for them. And in general, I would say every creature that have some secret, like maybe it's mama pig with the piglets inside, maybe hen with the egg. I have one of those hen with the eggs. Then whatever can hide and be hidden inside, it's always attract a lot of people to your table, and mostly adults. And you know, one thing I want to say that I noticed that most of my customers, these people from age 10 to age 95. It's not as many little children as more mature children, if you will. Guys, please forgive me. My English not my first language, so I sometimes need to think how to say it in my original language, then how to translate it in English, and then if what I say even sounds more or less correct. So please forgive me, but thank you for your patience. So that fish, I probably will sell it for $45, something like this. Next one, we will continue with the same mama and babies theme. I love it. Isn't it adorable, guys? She has 3 babies in her tummy. 3 babies, you see them? Oh my gosh, they're sleeping now, so I don't want to disturb. Anyway, this is, I think, yeah, this is also from Teresa Crochet Shop. I made face a little bit different, and I must tell you this. Somehow I'm not a big fan of this particular face, but I also not a big fan of how I made this time. Last time when I made those possums, I make total maybe 4 or 5 before. They always sold out very well. I usually make it slightly shorter, and that curve maybe not as sharp. I don't know, I just feel it's more natural to the possum. You do whatever you want. Teresa's patterns are very, very good, very well written, very easy to understand. So, hello. Yeah. Next, all from Jade, this caterpillar. Original pattern, you have 8 parts, and I have only 5, and it's like happy accident for me. You can use my mistake or do whatever you want if you ever make these caterpillars. I used to make 8 of those parts, but I noticed they don't sell better than the shorter one while the price is the same. So for that reason, I begin to make only 5 parts, yeah, 5 parts. Also, color choice, every time I make this color combination, it sells much, much better compared to any other color combination. So for that reason, I have only so many time, only so many hours, and only 2 hands. So for this reason, I just doing only those colors for now. Also, to continue with caterpillars, I make those two. This is a free tutorial, and her tutorials are very good. And also, I make the same colors. I used to make color combination like in tutorial, but I noticed this color still sells better. And again, this time I make only one big caterpillar and two like babies. They're not really babies, like younger siblings, so caterpillars. I make 3 of them. Next, 20 ladybugs. It's a $5 item. The head made with a bubble stitch. There's no pattern really, but I think if you like, you can find it. It's pretty much circles that you begin with the black and end up with the red, or you begin with the red and end up with the black. And the next one will be baby possums. Well, we have mama possum with a baby possum, and those are like older brothers and sisters of that baby possums. Those are one of my best sellers. However, regarding best sellers, I highly, highly recommend look what everybody's selling, but make something your own or make different. Because if you go, like I belong to a few crocheting groups in the Facebook, and every time I see the question, hey guys, what's your best sellers? You go in a comment. Those best sellers are same year after year, group from group. And if you go in a craft sales, you see them on every single table. And then in the same group in Facebook, you will see somebody will say like, hey guys, I went to the craft fair. Everybody's selling the same. Everybody, crochet market oversaturated. If we all selling exactly the same, if we all remember, most of us using very similar yarn, if not the same yarn. If we all sell using the same patterns, our tables, and if we are very consistent crocheters, if we are very skilled, our items will look very similar. Unless you're super beginning, then probably your item will look very different. But if you know how to crochet, if you have consistent stitches, consistent tensions, our items will look the same. I know it sounds weird, but it is what it is. So if you begin your market, do not build your inventory with the best sellers. Build your inventories without even looking what other people making. Seriously, this way you will create more or less unique display. I do believe that most of my markets are successful because other than it's a good market, it's a good host, there was crowd. We're not talking about it. We talk about what I can more or less control. I can control how I set up my booth, what I put in my booth. And I think that unique combination of items that, of course, some of these items you can see in other shops, but some of them, I know no one make it in the market, or at least they're not in every booth. And in general, when people walk and see my booth, they want to stop by because they think it's very different from somebody else. While I'm very humble and I would never say that, oh, I'm so different. Of course not. But I'm trying not to look somebody's shops. I'm not trying to even stop at other crocheting shops. Just, I can do my researches online. I can do my researches different way other than come to my neighbor and see what they're selling. Does it make sense what I'm saying, right? So yes, those guys are my best sellers. In general, usually I make 10, and on most markets I will sell 10. But there was amazing markets where I sell 0. It's possible. It's possible. So do not put eggs in one basket. In this case, do not put all possums in one basket. Make something different, not just possums. Constantly challenge yourself. For example, for this market, this upcoming market, I made 20 of those birds. And I don't think I will sell 20 in the market. I know cardinals are popular, but they're more popular in the winter. And this is a new item for me. I don't know how people will respond to it. It's not unique birds that not available in a different media like textile, wood, plastic, name it, right? So will people buy crochet and cardinal or not? I don't know. I make 20. I think it's a good number. It's a small bird, made very fast. And I also made few parakeets, which is exactly the same pattern. Originally, it's a patterns for parakeets, and then I just changed the colors to make cardinal. So, and I made few parakeets. I think they're adorable. Great reuse of your leftover yarn. However, everything take time and I would like to make a profit, right? So it's not just using leftover, but also making a profit. So I'm making those parakeets, and this is my new item. I don't use this. I don't know, guys. If tell me, do you guys sell birds? Do you sell a lot of birds? Like the only birds that I have, it's chickens, which is yeah, it's birds, but it's not the birds. Not when people come in your shop and they ask, "Do you have any birds?" Usually they don't think chickens. The chickens, it's different. I also made a geeses, but again, geeses. It's not really a birds for the customers. When customers say birds, they mean birds. So we'll see how it goes. Do you sell one? Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you sell the birds. Okay. Another set of birds. Another set of birds. Since we say chickens, not the birds, is those little chicks. And you know, when I made them, I'll make a pause. And if you watch till this moment, can you put in the comment what it reminds you? Yes, for me, it reminds Hello Kitty. The only difference, I would say, you crochet Hello Kitty probably in a white yarn instead yellow, and you need ears. Other than that, I don't know, it just looks to me like one of those kitties. This is a free tutorial from YouTube. There's many free tutorials. I have a lot of different type of chickens. So, and this is some more I made in a different colors. Okay, slowly but surely, right? And what can be slowly but surely? It's gonna be little snails. This is a free tutorial on YouTube, how to crochet snail. You can find it very easily, probably. Guys, I don't have sometimes links because many patterns I'll find, I will write down, and then I just don't remember where I've seen it. I will try to keep better track for future, but I found it this way. How to crochet snails, and I use actually to make different type of snails. It's look like this one, but instead the flower it was a little ball, and this part was crocheting just like same like a neck, and they were selling very well. However, this is interesting seasonal items. Do you guys have seasonal items in your shop? And I'm not talking about like holiday items like Christmas or Easter. I mean like summer, fall. I notice snails sells in spring, summer, maybe a little bit fall, very well. Winter, they just freeze. No one needs snails. People want like cardinals, you know. It's for some reason season is matter. So I have 10 of them in the different colors. And of course, I made, guys, many of those towel holders. I used to make them a little bit different style right here with a little button. But I think this one is a little bit better because you don't really care then what is size of the bar to hold your towels. And if you're not familiar with this, if you have, let's see, your oven bar where people usually put towels, so you put it this way and then your towel, or you put it on a kitchen hangers, whatever you want. Another thing, you can put it in a doorknob and put your towels this way. And I made quite few colors. I have probably in general in my shop, I have maybe 300 of them. I sell them $6 one or $15 for three. And most of my sales, it will be 3 pieces. This time I made a little bit, like you see, more colorful, but I have a lot of like neutral colors. And I have here some cream colors, you know, some different like Christmassy colors, because people buy it all the time. You know, sometimes when people come and they want to make 2, and I always will ask, would you like a short one? Just because it's obviously much better deal if you buy 3. And a lot of times people will be like, well, what I need is short. Okay, I got something Christmassy, or I get something Thanksgiving color, you know, like something different. So so I make every color. Next one, guys, I don't remember if I showed it in my previous video, those little kits. It's like loaf kits, but it's very small. I always want to make teeny tiny ones. You know, it's no different than any other loaf kit, then you just make smaller. That's it. But I want to show you my find. It's my dollar store find. It's those baskets for $1.25. And the bigger kits, okay, this is my small kit, this is my bigger kit, and I also have a big kit. But my bigger kit fits perfectly in a basket. And I've seen a lot of ideas to put those little kits, like, you know, in a cardboard box, like free kitten for sale and stuff like this. But I think the basket's a little bit nicer, because when you buy in a cardboard box, it's one thing, but when you display it at home or put it at home, in the end of the day, it's just cardboard box, you know. So, and the basket is a basket. A basket is a basket. It's a well-made basket. You can use kitty like this and use baskets for later, something else. Or you can always keep your kitty there, but if you decide always keep your kitty in a basket, it's look more natural and pretty in a home. And remember, again, a lot of my customers are adults and they want to bring this kitty in office, put it by computer and enjoy. And I don't think they will put like cardboard box basket next to computer in the working place, while this perfectly okay. So this is would be okay. Okay, another one. Last year I made this set, pattern from Etsy. Mary Joseph and Baby Jesus. Those sets well very well, but I'm switching out from, I trying to not use acrylic yarn, any thin yarn or cotton yarn, because it does wear my hands, my fingers especially, a lot. And I trying to use more of plush yarns. And I was thinking about making, this is the angel. This is a free pattern from YouTube also, but I want to make in this yarn, but this set. I think it's going to be cute. What do you guys think? And I have another Mary, Joseph, and Jesus that I plan to make from the same yarn, like Perfect Chunky, maybe Seed Snuggles. I don't know from which one I will use, guys. Whatever the colors. By the way, this particular color in a dollar stores, they sell it. It's very good for faces. Very good for faces. I love it. So I made two of those angels. The Mary, Joseph, and Jesus I made last year. So it's not this year, but this I will bring to markets. Okay, you getting tired? We have more. And remember, this is all crocheting. And I also will show you what I sew. So this is all going to be in the same market. First of all, this time I have way too many horses. I don't know why. It just happened. I always try to find the horses that are smaller pattern. And I found this one in YouTube, free tutorials. I don't know yet if I like them or not. I tell you that they look in camera better than when I look at them. I don't know, maybe I'm too judgmental. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how they go. And from there, I will decide if I make it in them in the future or not. But since we are on horses, this is two horses. They made out of the same pattern as a Foxy. Same body, same everything, but face obviously a little bit different. So those horsey, two horses I made. Next, horsey like this. I think it's cute. What do you think, guys? Let me know. Let me know. Will you buy it? Will you make it? What do you think? And the last but not least, those people are those animals, those friends are the last one. This is patterned by Chastity and Design. Chastity and Design. I did some changes. I use this pattern for a while by now. Pattern is beautiful pattern, very easy to understand. The only difference I do, I always add the pull noodle in a neck. So, and by very little changes, you of course can make not just horse, donkey, and zebra. You can also make cows. This time, guys, I have no idea. I have no idea why, but I think this cow look like a piglet. It's just very, very pig's color. So, and I want to just make strawberry cow, but look a little bit piglety to me. But it is what it is. So we have regular cow who made regular milk, and strawberry cow who made strawberry milk. Next one, all the same pattern. We have horsey. We have zebra and llama, for example. Like in a llama, the only thing to make it look llama, you just need to make this little, you know how llama, her teeth and her nose look like. So I think once you embroider this, you got a llama. And the only reason why I add the scarf, because I just feel without scarf, she's just missing something. She's too plain. I'm not the one who loves to overwhelm my creatures with the different ads on, but I think it was asking for the scarf. Zebra. You know, surprisingly, from all of my markets, I never have someone come to me and ask, do you have a zebra? Like never ever, for many years. But every time I have a zebra, every time I have one sale. There always will be someone who probably already give up to ask, and when they see the zebra, they buy it without questions, no questions asked. And the last but not least, it will be this giraffe, which is again, it's the same pattern. The only difference, I make neck longer. Obviously, there's a pool noodle here, and I add couple antennas. I also made with this pattern the bee, but I don't have it now. The only difference, I will put giraffe down and use the cow as an example. No, you know what? I will use the zebra as an example. The only difference in a bee, instead having black and white, I will have yellow and black. Obviously, no hairs. There will be 2 antenna and no nozzle. So I will just embroider with a few stitches in nose, and this would be it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna clean out right now. It will take me probably 30 minutes, and then I will back. For you, it will be like 1 second, because next I will show what else I prepare for this market. The next one is what I made by sewing for my market. And number 1 will be those headbands. Headbands I just begin to make this year. I have a lot of leftover fabric from everything I made. Okay, guys, hold on. Stay. And pretty much from every fabric that I have left over, I will make headband. They sell very well, and they're very easy to make. Now, for all of you who have a question, how I set up my booth, usually I always have a double booth, and visually it will be separated. I will show you the picture from this craft show if I can, because my inventory always changes. Sometimes I have more crochet and sometimes I have more sewing items, you know, but I always like visually try to separate, for example, crocheting and then to sewing. And a lot of time it will be, last year I made a lot of crocheting bags, and it will be crocheting plushes, then crocheting bags, and then sewing bags, and then sewing small items, you know. So it's never look like mess. And then generally I'm not against to you know, those people who love to sell. You know, we are creative people, we want to create a lot, right? And if you don't know what to sell, you want to sell your painting, you want to sell crocheting, you want to sell, I don't know, 3D printing, and everything in one booth, as long as it doesn't look like mess, like, you know, thrift store, it's fine. You just need to somehow work it, incorporate what you sell in a layout of your shop. And if it visually looks nice, why not? So for me, it's this. Bags, of course. Who is not making boxy bags? Everybody making boxy bags. I'm making them too. However, like everybody, I hope we all making them differently. And a lot of my boxy bags, for example, this one made from jelly rolls, where I piece fabric strips and then make the boxy bag. This one from the old quilt. And I have few headbands. I actually, from this old quilt, I made a jacket that I sold. I made few boxy bags, and I made few headbands. Sorry. Oh, like this one. This is all from jelly rolls. Guys, oh my gosh, I am a queen of the jelly rolls. I am a queen, I have to admit it. Every time I see jelly rolls, I cannot skip it. You know, you go on Missouri Start Quilt Company, they have the best deals on the jelly rolls. At least it's in my opinion. Let me know if you don't think so. I would love to find the better deal on the jelly rolls. I love them. They just always, like, you know, I open one jelly roll and I can make like so many different options just from one that looks like very similar, but very same. For example, this bag and this bag is the same jelly roll. Who knew, right? Look like different fabrics. So totally I make about 100 bags. And for the fabrics, I hunt. I hunt not just in Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I hunt online. I hunt on Spoonflower. If you guys haven't used Spoonflower, highly recommend it. It has a lot of amazing fabrics. Not to mention, you can make your own, how I did. Sorry, want to show you one thing? I will show you in another video the quilt that I made from the fabrics that I create. I love it. I love it. Spoonflower is amazing. And actually, this one and that one, okay, you can see it. Okay, you gotta be kidding me, right? Stop, stay. This one and this one is a Spoonflower fabric. It's not a new release. I bought this fabric probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. but now it's time. And as you can see, all my bags are quilted usually with meandering. It's a dense quilting. Okay, let me put it this way. Oh, hold on, guys, hold on, before everything fell. Okay, okay. So, and yeah, I made a lot. This is a Hobby Lobby fabric, as you can see. Yeah, I cannot make it. If you guys want to see details about each purse, I can make another video. Just put it in the comments, okay? Other than that, it's just visually, you can see it's a lot. I do not try to make one visual theme. Me, myself, I very much admire consistent shops, consistent visually, but I notice that for me personally, for craft fair, if I focus, remember guys, we make money not by making items, we make money by selling the items, you know. If my items did not sell and I got a lot of compliment on my shop, in the end of the day, I cannot call it success, you know, because this is a lot of work. As much as I love it, as much as I do it for a living, I have bills to pay, I have people that I'm responsible, that I'm taking care, you know, and this is a lot of work. For that reason, I try to please my aesthetic as well as my customer aesthetic, you know. Okay, next one will be those bags. It's the same boxy bags. However, those ones I made a little bit differently. If you guys making boxy bags, you know, there's a pretty much two way to make. When you make your boxy bags, you will have seams inside, right? This is a boxy bag. Let me put it inside out for you. You will have the seams inside. If you want super fast project for yourself that, I don't know, maybe will not serve long, maybe will, I don't know, but super fast project, you just can leave those seams raw. Outside it will look nice and pretty, inside it will maybe like have frills and stuff like this. This is first way to make this purse. Second way to make this purse, put another layer of fabric, that inside fabrics that can be very beautiful, very adorable, and create another pop-up colors and another story. I'll show you one of my bags so you see what I mean. Or you can cover seams with bias tape or whatever other way. So those bags behind me, they all have inside fabric, and those bags I made just with covered seam. Why I do that? Because when I quilt fabrics on my lawn car machine, I already have main lever, already have the batting, and already have a backing. And if I start to use backing, individual backing for each purse, I don't make that, I'm not mass manufacturing, you know. If I start to make backing for each individual item, it just will take forever and eventually will affect the price tremendously. And my goal not to make it more expensive, my goal to make it unique and more affordable. So for this reason, I really like how I put this bias tapes. For this reason, this is why I would say newer design, and I just like to make it this way. And this is all, you know, I want to say this is all Michael's fabric, but no, this is not all Michael's fabric. This is from the shop called Michael Sense. It's in Omaha. And this one, I don't remember. I think it's from Michael's. I think this is also from Michael's, the princesses. And ladybugs. Price on this purses, and I do also a lot of different designs and styles. Price on these boxy bags are from $25 to $50 each, and it depends on what fabric I use. Because of course, if fabric is cheaper, it's one story. If fabric is more expensive, it's another stories. But overall, also the size. Sometimes, you know, like for example, I have the leftover from another project of this beautiful fabric. I love it, right? But the size is obviously, see the difference? Much smaller. If I cut it, I can't make two purses, I can't make two bags, and I don't want to waste the fabric. I try to be as resourceful as possible. And for that reason, I make it bigger, but of course it will cost a little bit more. Not like super much more, but a little bit more. Okay, next, I made 3 of those slouchy bags. One made from antique quilts, one made from the license poo fabric, and this is what I mean about inside. See, I use also, this is a Hobby Lobby fabric, this is the poo, And this is from Michaelson's. I don't remember whose fabric is that as well. I made this little closure, and I find it on Amazon, which I absolutely love, because this closure you just put on your back and squeeze it. This way you don't have to attach it before. You don't have, usually it's those type of magnets there, you have to sew them or you have to pinch something, and usually it needs to be before final seams. This one you can add as a final thing. And the last out of these pouches, but I want to pay certain attention. I bought this blanket from, oh gosh, I think it was Burlington. It was for $10, and I made this plushy bag. Look, come on, tell me it's cute. Please tell me it's cute. It has a plushy pocket, the same magnetic closure. And another thing, what I made from the same blanket, I made this bag, strawberry bag. It's just so good, guys. It's just so plushy, so nice, I made that strawberry bag, and I made that strawberry taco bag. And from all those square pouches, now we move into the taco bags, because this is my another big sellers and what I love to make. Oh, by the way, before I mention it, if you guys go in any places, TJ Maxx, Marshall's Dry Goods, Burlington, there's maybe more shops that I'm not familiar, but they have a lot of good items that are at discounted price. And a lot of time on the blankets you will see the patterns that are like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty, so beautiful. This blanket was $10, and I mean, I think it's absolutely adorable. What do you think? The only downside, I would say, to work with this blanket, it's pain in a, it just, oh my gosh, it's like probably to have a live ale in your hands is much easier than manipulate this fabric. It's so slick. I don't know what the right words, like when you skate, and it's just like, it's crazy. It's like you can't even control it. It's like all layers shifted, and those are all quilted. I quilt all layers. It's still everything shifting, super stretching, but final result, it's worth it, right? Now, let's do pouches, guys. I will show just few. Again, every pattern that I have here, I made my taco bags in the same fabrics. Usually when let's see, if I quilt 1 yard of fabric, I will make purse like this and purses like this. And this is like a nesting doll purses. It would be 3, small, medium, and large. I sell them well on my Etsy shop as well on the craft fairs. On the craft fairs, you can have some of them. Okay, on craft fairs, I can sell separately big, medium, and small. If it's a modern fabric, because I can make, and if it's a antique quilt, then it's usually just a set. Unless I already make a small one separately, which happens a lot, smalls, medium, sometimes. It depends, when you deal with old or antique quilts, you try to use every bit of it. And a lot of time I deal with very, how to say, these chopped off pieces. It's not even a quilt like this one, for example. It was a quilt top. If you can see the quilting, I quilted. It was a quilt top, which is pieced by hands, but it was parts, it's not the whole quilt. I still have to put backing, batting, quilt it, and then make it the person. So it's a very, but if I sold you, let's see, the little pouch, then I can't really make a set of 3, and set of 3 I feel more profitable for me, and it's a better deal anyway. So of course I made the 4th of July ones in the different sizes, guys. I have few random sizes, like it's not like I intentionally making that size, but it was a leftover. I'm sure it's going to be a nice big bag, but I make a larger handle so you can actually carry it with yourself if you want to. Also this one, it's a Hobby Lobby fabric inside, and that, I want to say it's pretty much it, but no, it's not it. And yes, it's pretty much it, but since it's already here, I just need to show you. Of course, I made summer sports. Summer sports always so good. This is also nesting doll. There's a 3 pouches inside. This is a 3 pouches inside. Is the Hobby Lobby fabrics. and little bit different. Okay, this one was from leftover because I have a little piece from that pool fabric. And if you can see, this is not a taco shape. This is like trapezoid more shape. I think it's very interesting. You know, it's a little bit different, you know, something different. Obviously, it will have a teeny tiny more space than a taco shell shape, but teeny tiny, not much more. And of course, from super leftovers, I will make a small pouches, you know, because every inch is matter. Every inch of fabric is matter. So I'm ready, guys. I'm ready for the 4th of July sale. Wish me luck. Hope the weather cooperate. You know, I'm not even as much concerned about the rains as I'm more worried about, you know, the storm or about high wind, because this is you can't fight. But you know what? God is in control. Whatever it's happened, it's happened. Love you all. Love you. Happy 4th of July.